What was their podcast for?
Jonathan Harmon. He does table talk. He couldn't get this microphone right either. But we're live.
Random stuff.
Yeah, just live. Bringing it to the table is what they call it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Spread the Positive podcast. I am your host, Trent Denson. This one's a long time in the making as well. Super excited to have my girl Harley Bell back in the studio. How are you?
I am doing good. Thank you for having me. I'm really, really excited to finally be back.
Yes, man. You got an incredible story. We've crossed paths over the years quite a bit, and just in similar circles in a lot of cases. Tyler and all the people here. You're connecting with Danny here soon, so I'm pumped about that. Pumped to see what y'all put together there. But I've just been a huge fan in general. Your story's super inspiring, and you just live it out. I love your authenticity, your realness. Definitely no filters, just straight to the point. She will keep it 100,000% with you, and that's something I really appreciate in this day and age. So, Harley, let's take it back. I always like to talk about early passions, young Harley, what you're into as a kid, that type of stuff. So take us back.
All right. Well, taking it back actually, is good for me and my story, because that's basically where my whole career path started with coaching.
Right.
So taking it back childhood, grew up overweight. I was overweight my whole life as far back as I can remember. I don't really remember stepping on the scale much, just because that's something I didn't want to make real for myself, I guess. Yeah. But I do remember childhood events and things happening to where I remember feeling like, okay, I really, really want to lose weight. Like, I was in the 5th grade, my appendix ruptured, and I had to go to the hospital.
Oh my
and
gosh.
in the 5th grade, I was 10, 11 years old.
That's terrifying.
It was.
Yeah.
And my mom thought I had the flu. Yeah, so I actually was sitting in it for like 2 or 3 days. Like,
what?
Yeah. And I almost did die. I almost did die, but
wow.
Love my mom. She ended up taking me to the hospital. It was 1 a.m. in the morning.
Just a little misdiagnosis there. It's okay. Hey, happens to the best.
We
of us.
Google searched it. They said it was just the flu. I was good.
WebMD.
Yeah. So I remember stepping on the scale in that night, and I was 150 pounds. At 10 or 11 years old. And that was an instance that I remember just wanting to lose weight, like being that young. Food became a vice. It became my escape at a very early age. My mom didn't really keep, sodas or the junk food in the house. She always tried to keep me in sports. And when she realized it wasn't just, doggy fat or puppy fat, what she liked to call it, it was too late. I had already, built the habits of eating and stuff. And what I would do, since she didn't, she was not strict, but she tried her best to hey, we shouldn't eat that. Or Mom, I'm still hungry. You just had lunch.
Yeah.
So I would sneak food, and it became a habit that I just carried on for the 15 years of my earliest childhood. Every time I would eat, I would just overindulge.
Yeah
And in 2014 I got started on my own journey, and it's been a roller coaster ever since.
Man, take us through that process, because when did we meet? Probably like 2018, 2016, 15 is it?
It was like 2017, 2018.
Right. And I remember, you're kind of into it by that point. What is that? That's 3 years. So, okay. That adds up.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Take us through that.
Okay. So whenever I got into high school, my weight continued to come on. High school, I started, freshman year, I was a student. I went to school. I was getting decent grades. I was always a distraction in class. So, only
you're the funny one? Shocker.
Yeah. I was the one always trying to make a commotion in the class and get on the teachers' nerves. Only very few teachers liked me, but those very few, they made a huge impact on my life.
That's
because
love.
they saw deeper in me.
Yeah.
As a child. So, going into high school, I was a good student going into freshman year. Well, decent student. I got pretty good grades. I was going to Young Life, which is like
Yeah.
not a church camp, but a church camp in high
Mhm.
school.
Yep.
And going to football games for fun, and
Social, all the stuff. Yep.
doing normal high school
Shenanigans.
15-year-old
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Well, then sophomore year, 10th grade, a year later, the fast life started for me.
Oh boy.
So not only did like not only was food a vice for me, but binging on alcohol became a vice for me. And that lasted a long time. Up until recent years, that lasted to where I would drink to the point of blackout. So food and alcohol, I definitely, had my vices. I definitely had my escapes. And by the grace of God, those same people, same friends that I was out partying with, getting fucked up.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You
Getting messed up with.
Speak your truth, man.
Getting messed up with.
Yeah.
Were the same ones that led me into the gym.
That's real, man.
Yeah.
Shouts to them.
Still friends with them to this day.
That's true friendship. I mean,
really
that's a textbook definition of a real friend. So, man, that's inspiring. And that's that's amazing. So you make that switch. I mean, what was that like? When did it kind of really turn? And who, I guess, shout your people out too. Just those people that really had your back. I think that's something to really celebrate too.
Oh yeah, my friend Julia, Autumn, Cameron, Daniel, Paige, Nathan. There was a good group of 8 of us that would go to the gym.
Solid 8.
Yes,
that's nice. That's awesome.
We would come into the gym, and the guy at the front, Aaron, I don't know if you know him, but he worked at Memorial, and he would always, every single time we would walk into the gym, just yell at gang and the group's here.
Let's go.
Yeah, and it was a fun time. It was good because they held me accountable in the beginning whenever I was.
That's the number one thing. If you have that, you're over halfway there.
Oh, the accountability is everything.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Literally, the accountability is everything because you can. It's very, very easy to start something, and obviously we're in a world with instant gratification, and you get this right away. And when you don't get that right away, it's very, very discouraging. And especially with social media, seeing everybody's, highlights of their life and their bodies and stuff, it makes it very difficult to believe in yourself that you can actually do it.
Yeah. I can't imagine being a girl. Honestly, that's probably the worst.
There's a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Shouts to all y'all. And just the way you said that and the way it's just so over glorified and just all the shouts to every single female on the planet. We got your. We need to be more supportive and
well, shout out to the men too, man.
We try, or some of us. We're out here.
Us women put men through some things.
Oh, for sure, and we more than times deserve it. But anyway, man, let's. I just think that's amazing, and the fact that y'all have that same bond now. I think that's just so freaking cool, and it's rare. Like I think, again, that's just something to celebrate. So. All right, so we're making the transition. We're in the gym. We got our gang that we're holding it down within the gym. The accountability's there, the motivation's there. Everything's kind of rolling. Then what? And I mean, I guess that kind of takes us to what we're doing now, right? Or what you're doing now.
Yeah, I mean, that set me off to everything that I've done from that point on to now. Whenever I started working out and stuff, same guy at the front desk got me a job at Gold's Gym.
Nice.
I went in there every day. I was like, "Are y'all hiring? Y'all hiring?
Every day.
Can I get a job here?"
Persistent pays, man.
I was very persistent because I just wanted to be in that environment that I found myself in already. Like I loved it.
It's contagious, right?
It is.
Yeah.
And just seeing all the members, and I just wanted to input myself closer.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, it's even more accountability.
Right.
When you're at the gym and you're not wanting to work out and you're literally leaving your job at the gym.
Yeah, you're like, you don't even, that's not much of a commute.
No, you literally have to go to the gym if you're doing that.
That's great.
So I got a job at Gold's, and then I had a few jobs in between Gold's and then starting my business, but they were always in the fitness industry.
Nice.
So I did group coaching. I did one-on-one coaching. And then in 2017, I started my online business.
Nice.
And it was actually called BH Custom Fitness at first.
I remember that.
Yeah. So BH Custom Fitness comes from Barley Hell.
Yeah.
Which Barley Hell was my drunk alter ego in high school. So you can tell where my mind kind of was
still flirting with it. Yep.
Yeah, still in, even when I started my journey in 2014, I was still drinking, going out all the time, drinking heavily.
Yeah.
The two main things and only things that I really started with was eating and working out.
Okay.
It's the only two things I knew. It's the only thing I knew how to input into my life. And honestly, if it wasn't for those friends and me getting a job at Gold's, I probably wouldn't have come as far as I have at all. I would have given up. I know myself. I tried it over and over in high school. And, obviously the biggest problem when somebody's trying to lose weight and they can't is because they don't know how. They don't know a sustainable way how.
Right.
So had I not continued on that journey and had that accountability and that support and the determination to want to learn, I wouldn't be here where I am today.
Yeah. Well,
at all.
Shouts to the squad and shouts to you for sticking with it. Again, persistence and resiliency and all the positive adjectives that come with that. I mean, again, just inspiring and what it takes, and for anything. That's amazing. So BH coaching. let's go from there. BH coaching turned into what?
Transform Elite.
Okay.
So it turned into Transform Elite, and
I like that.
It came from I don't really remember where I got it from. Just transform was because I transformed my own life.
Yep.
And then Elite. You have to be an elite to do that.
Yep.
So I changed it to Transform Elite. I continued on with the online coaching and stuff.
Yep.
And then it was going good. I had coached a lot of great women. Not only was I learning more about the science of nutrition along with my coaching, because, when I started coaching, I was still very new to it myself. Like I had done my own journey, but working with other people, holy shit.
That's a little different.
That is a whole different dynamic. Right. So I went into this, I was like, yeah, I lost weight. I feel good. So I thought, mm-hmm. I felt good for the most part, but underneath there was a whole nother story. But, I felt good. I wanted to help other women feel good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but whenever I first started, that was really what got me, like I said, really getting into the science of nutrition, the science of working out, and then learning how to work with a huge variety dynamic of women.
Right.
Which was the hard part.
I could only imagine.
Because when it comes to weight loss, the working out and the nutrition, that is the majority of it, but you can't do that without the mindset.
It's not a one size fits all.
No, it's not at all.
So that's an interesting segue, I guess. So like what were some of those go-to tools, I guess, or some of the ways to kind of cater those different plans to your people? Like that's probably like the art of the whole thing, right?
It is. It's figuring out their past.
Yeah.
So figuring out what they've done in the past, and then 2, honestly, really getting to know who they are as a person.
Yeah.
What triggers them, what they struggle with, what they need help with, what they, because one person might need help with working out. One person might need help with nutrition. One person might need help with the more mindset of things.
Right.
So when I first started BH Custom Fitness, Transform Elite, my online coaching, most of it was just on how to get a better body.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought would bring my most confident self is my physical appearance. I thought that confidence would just derive after I shed all the fat and I could wear shorts and bikini.
There you go.
Little did I know. That is not the case at all.
Okay.
And I had to learn that the hard way. And I've definitely taken on some battles and been through a lot of lows since I've started this business. But being able to help other women and talk with other women and, being a part of their journey with them has taught me so much more about myself than I could ever imagine.
That's so cool.
God, it has. They've been more of my accountability. Man, I can't thank my clients and everybody I've worked with enough.
Ballpark numbers, like how many people you think over the course of this journey so far?
Over 100.
Okay.
It started slow. Like I said,
that's a lot though. That's a lot.
Yeah. and like I said, a wide variety. I've worked with older women, younger women. I've worked with men. I've worked with previous athletes, beginners.
Yeah.
So the more that I learn, the more people and the more dynamics I can actually work with.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Salute to you. So where are we at now? What's the plug away? Go tell the people how and where, and all the things.
All the things.
All the
so
things.
After Transform Elite, I started a business with a business partner, which is when we did a podcast together last. H2 Confident.
Shouts.
So
Good times.
yeah, it was. It was one of the best times of my coaching career, honestly.
Yeah.
Everything that came with it was a blessing,
Yeah.
and I learned a lot from it for sure. It was the beginning of 2020. She reached out to me on Instagram. Her name's Hannah. She had her own coaching business. Beginning of 2020, she reached out to me so we could get content for each other.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really know each other. And by February, we had met up and we had talked, and we actually did a challenge, separate businesses. And then after that challenge, we were like, this is working really well. We could do big things together. We had the same goal in mind. Let's join our business together. So then that's when H2 Confident was born. And at that time, I was about to go to Ireland for 2 weeks.
I remember that.
Yep. So I, had a lot of faith and I had a lot of hope, and I saw huge things for H2 Confident. So I actually quit my jobs that I had. I had 2 other jobs, serving and working at a meal prep company.
Yeah.
So I left those jobs, and when I got back from Ireland, that's when the whole world shut down.
Remember that as well.
Yeah, that's when everything went south.
Yeah.
Not really south for business. It actually went really good. That's actually when everything went north for coaching.
Yeah.
But south for the world.
Yeah.
And, H2 Confident, honestly, is what helped bring me through the pandemic, because when that did happen, everything did shut down. So we started doing, we were doing more group events. We were doing group workouts. We were doing, all the not social distancing stuff that we were supposed to be doing. But, it kept us connected. It kept us connected at a whole nother level because we were in person.
Yeah.
So when that happened, I quit my other 2 jobs. I did not get unemployment benefits at all because I had quit the jobs before everything shut down, literally like 2 weeks before. So because I voluntarily quit those 2 jobs, I didn't get any unemployment. Man. So I really had to go full force into coaching, because everything was shut down. I didn't have an income. Coaching was my only source of income.
Right.
So we went full force. We were, like I said, we were doing big things. It was so much fun. We were having,
it was fun. Yeah, it was a fun ride. It was.
It was a great time, great experience. But by the end of it, if anybody's ever, worked with a business partner, it's hard. It's like a relationship. And if you don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, then it's not going to work out. Right. And that's what happened.
Yeah.
So we decided to, part our ways. And that's when it really sunk in. That a body can't really bring you the confidence that you need to, really be confident in who you are. And I went into I wouldn't say like a deep depression, but I definitely had a big low. And it wasn't necessarily the split of the business, but it was the key to the wounds that were already there that I had never dug into before. Because consciously, I knew they were there. Consciously, I was numb to them, though. Like I was, got made fun of my whole life. So that was all the hate and, doubt.
That's pain. Yeah,
it is.
That's
it is
legit pain.
And it's
that's
not
trauma
only from that.
To a lot of. I mean, that's trauma too.
Real trauma.
Real trauma.
Everybody has
Don't
trauma.
sugarcoat that. That's legit trauma.
Yeah, it is. And I was numb to it. I was numb to it, and I didn't realize it.
Defense mechanism. I mean, out of necessity. So,
and you got to be aware. You got to acknowledge those defense mechanisms and those triggers in yourself. Honestly, I came to find out I really didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I wanted to be. And that kind of impact on myself, it had a very, very negative impact on my coaching. Not that I didn't want to be there for my clients, but because I couldn't. Like
Damn.
I was so busy filling everybody's up, so busy filling everybody else's cup up with
Mm-hmm.
positivity. Like you can do this. Like giving them all these words of motivation and stuff, but I wasn't taking it
Living
in
it out. Yeah.
myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my cup was completely empty, and it doesn't work that way.
No, I can
You,
second that. I can
yeah, you
second
can't do
that.
that.
Yep, yep. That whole airplane reference is a real thing. You
Yeah,
got to
it
put that
is.
oxygen mask on first, or you'll be in a bad spot. So
Yes,
that's real.
absolutely,
That's really real.
absolutely.
Feel
So,
that in every sense of the word.
yep. So after H2 confident, Be Confident was born.
Be dot confident.
Yeah, Be Dot Confident. And, it came from H2 Confident.
Mm-hmm.
She ended up doing her own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I changed it to Be Confident. And I actually continued coaching a few people. But by March of 20 or February 2021, I ended up telling everybody. I was like, all the clients I had, even the ones that I had for years, like I had some that I had for over a year. And I was like, look, I'm not in the position to coach you right now.
Man.
I have to take a step back for myself. I have to take a step back for you, because I'm not giving you my best. I'm not giving you my all as a coach. And I had to figure out who I wanted to be, what kind of coach I wanted to be, and, how I wanted to show up for my clients.
Yeah.
And because I was so worried about my body, it's not necessarily that I was worried about my client's body, but I felt like, that's what people want.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what people want.
Sure.
But
It's a lot more than that.
it is.
Mhm.
And that's what really changed my focus on my coaching was, yeah, that's still a part of it, but we're also going to work on your mental, because you are not going to be happy with anybody you have if you do not work on your mental first.
Right. And those past traumas and
Yes.
those deep, painful things that that's
that
real.
trigger you. And man, I got into therapy. I'm a huge advocate for it now. I love it.
Good for you.
Yeah, I love it. I started doing, a lot of self-reflection, especially, and less focusing on what I looked like and more focusing on healing myself from the inside out instead of the outside in.
Round of applause button. I'll insert that later. Note to self. But yeah, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations. And that's hard work. That's like the hardest work in the world. So salute to you, and just the self-awareness you had to take a step back, be honest with yourself and your clients. That takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of soul searching and digging deep and all the things. So man, that gets me in my feels. Salutes. I mean, and it's good. Like I've full disclosure, I haven't seen you in quite a while, and I'm like, man, it's good to see you. You look good. You seem good. Your energy's on point, and I'm like, that's what it takes sometimes. It's just stepping back and doing the work.
It's a lot easier when you're not faking it.
Oh boy,
faking it to make it.
That's not a real thing. People think it is. There's some levels to it. Whatever. But
I think from the point of, you see who you want to become. Like, say, for instance, I was overweight and I saw that I wanted to become an athlete. So could I fake it like I was an athlete until I made it? I think from that perspective, yeah, cool. But faking it until you make it, like fake the confidence.
Yeah, right.
Like I'm gonna put on a persona. I'm gonna put on, and I really thought it.
Yeah.
Like I really deep down, I was like, this is what's gonna make me confident. I really am confident, but subconsciously, the thoughts that I had, like I thought they were normal. I thought that I would wake up, or that I was waking up. Like I was never suicidal by any means, but I was definitely waking up with no energy, thinking thoughts like, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to get up. And I saw, some really traumatic events in my life last year in March with some family members that are close to me. And it opened my eyes up to a whole new world, just with everything that he went through and that I saw firsthand. And, they told me, I see a lot of you in me, or I see a lot of me in you. And when they said that, I was like, it was like a rush.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, this isn't how life's supposed to be. There is something more out there. I just have to, work on it. And
Man.
that was the beginning of my true healing, was just last year.
Okay. If you care to or if you can share, that's kind of one of all the
Yeah.
questions I always ask is like, when you're down and out and you're feeling that way, what are some of those tools in the toolbox per se to switch that up? And so if you want to go into that.
Yeah.
Um,
That looks different for
Yep.
everybody. There's so many different coping mechanisms, healthy coping mechanisms that you can use. But a few of the things that I incorporated like religiously, aside from just eating, what you put in your body is going to determine how you feel.
Yep.
Working out does determine how you feel. But other than that, yoga, taking time for myself in quiet and peace, and really just going within myself for a couple seconds, not a couple seconds, a few minutes.
Yeah.
And then therapy for sure.
Nice.
And it's finding the right therapist.
Bingo.
So I did have a therapist, and he was great. He was awesome. But we didn't agree on some things. And one of the major things was medication.
Oh, yeah.
And he had offered it. And I said, no, I self-medicate. Not to the point where it's, I still get my stuff done, but I self-medicate with not alcohol, but holistic things. And then he said it again.
Yeah, that would piss me off. Yep.
So, and he never diagnosed me with bipolar disorder, but he had, brought it into the conversation, I guess, because he can't really diagnose. So I knew that I didn't want to be on medication.
Yeah.
I don't like medicine. I don't even take Advil.
Yeah.
So I saw a lot of that in high school with the friends that I did grow up around with, narcotics and painkillers and all of that. Xanax,
antidepressants,
yes,
all the
I
stuff.
don't, and I was like, no,
it's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's
now I do want to mention that antidepressants and stuff like that are not bad.
Yeah. At times very necessary.
Yes, for people that do have mental disorders that are very, very harmful and not just a mild case. Some people need that to get to a more grounded place, to do the work it takes to actually heal yourself.
Yep.
But for me, I knew that I was at a grounded enough place to where I didn't need that extra help.
Yep.
I just need from medication.
Right.
I just needed that extra help to kind of help me process my emotions, help me kind of go back to my childhood traumas, and kind of just explain to me on the whys and the hows, and help me kind of, go through that.
Yeah.
So
1,000.
I'm a huge advocate for therapists. Just make sure you find the right one.
Yeah. Yep. Couldn't agree more. Definitely had my fair share of battles in that regard myself, and could not agree more with the way you put that. There's definitely a time and place for that, and it's necessary at times. But I remember being told I'd be taking those drugs the rest of my life. I remember them saying that. I'm like, no, I won't.
Yeah.
No. I appreciate your input, but that's not how this is gonna work. But at the time, super necessary, and who knows what would have happened if that didn't get in my system at that time.
Like I said, there's nothing wrong with them.
No.
If you need them, there's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with you. And you're not the only one.
Yeah.
You're not the only one.
Literally everybody right now.
Like I said, I was just at a more grounded place at that time to where I didn't feel like, and I was just totally against them. Even if I did need them, I was probably so against them that I probably wouldn't have taken them anyway.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Man, oh, dude, that's awesome. All right, let's talk about what's going right. The baseline for all things STP. And everything you shared, and like we've talked about, stepping back, doing the things, self-awareness, self-love, love the shirt.
Yeah, that's why I wore that today, because I finally built that self-love for real, though.
I know.
It's not fake. It's not like a persona that I'm trying to give off. It's like I really, there's still hard days, but I really am building it. So I thought it was necessary.
It's super on point, super on brand. So talk to us. What's going right according to Harley Bell?
Oh, man. So there's so many things going right compared to, what they were last year.
Yeah.
I started coaching again.
Nice.
I launched the new challenges this year. So I'm still doing the 8-week challenges with Be Confident.
Nice.
And they do incorporate 3 major tiers. And that's nutrition training and now the mental work.
Nice.
And the accountability. So I did, after I took a step back from all of that, I kind of revamped the whole challenge and my whole, I guess, how I'm going to proceed with coaching and what kind of coach I'm going to be. So the whole challenge is going right now.
Nice. I love that.
Yes, everybody's doing good. I'm actually, excited to show up for my clients again. I'm excited to do the group check-in calls that we do. I'm working downtown at FGL, so that's fun.
Yeah.
I'm a server.
I bet that's wild.
It is wild, and it's good money. So, and I'm keeping that for a while. I'm not doing what I did.
Hey.
So everything's going right. I moved out of my mom's house, got my own place. Yeah, that was a big step to healing. Honestly, just having my own space and being in my own place. I've never lived by myself.
Wow.
So yeah, it's oh my gosh, it's amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah, it is. And then I want to start traveling again.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going right now.
I love that.
There is. Family's going good. Like, I'm getting closer with my family. That's a huge thing that I've worked on this year.
Yeah.
Is, a lot in the past. My friends have always been my everything, partying friends. And in the last year, my family has, I've gotten so much closer with my family.
Nice.
And I think that's that and being able to be there for my clients 100% at my best is probably two of the biggest things that are going right for me right now.
That's beautiful. Super pumped for you. Well deserved. And you're gonna continue to kill it. Where can people find you? On
Instagram, I am at Harley.Bell, Harley with 2 Y's, so HARLEYY .Bell11. Same thing on TikTok, and then my business page is beconfidentcoaching.com.
Sweet. Be sure to have all that in the links or in the notes and everything. All the links in the notes. Sorry, but anyway, let's I got 2 more questions and we'll wrap it up. When you think of Spread the Positive in your circle, not anyone directly associated with it, who's someone that comes to mind that really lives out the Spread the Positive mission?
In my circle that's not related to Spread the Positive?
I mean, I hate to say it, just not me. That's annoying, but.
Okay. That just lives like the motto, spreading the positive. Let me think. I'm trying to think of who's outside my circle that isn't involved with Spread the Positive. I would say, I have a lot of people that are in my circle now, that do correlate with, the whole Spread the Positive concept. But I would say, oh man, I'm trying to think of probably.
It can be more than one too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not
just single anybody out. No, you're good.
Okay. I'm gonna say, and this goes back to my family. I just want to say somebody that was, really, really doing it to, their core.
Yeah.
And being genuine. And that would be my sister, Kaylee.
Nice.
Yeah. She has also changed and has been healing on her healing journey as well.
Nice.
And man, if it wasn't for her, I don't know where I'd be, because she's my rock. She's my stone.
That's awesome.
And every single time I call her with something, she helps me process it, but then she'll always give me a positive note afterwards.
That's real.
Yeah. She's awesome. I love her.
That's amazing. Shouts to Sister Kaylee.
Yeah.
All right. Grateful for, the drill. Grateful for 4 things you're most grateful for right now.
4 things I'm most grateful for. My family, for sure. My clients, the people who trust me, my health, and let's see, one thing I'm really grateful for. No more masks.
Ooh, okay. In more ways than one.
I am really grateful for that. That's one
In more ways than one.
Yes.
A little metaphor there. I see what you did.
Yes. No more
literally
masks.
Not wearing them for health purposes, but beyond that too?
Yes.
Okay. I see you with that. I see you for sure. Well, that's amazing, Harley. You got anything I can do personally, you got the STP fan behind you. I've
appreciate
been a
that.
huge fan since day one, and just like I said at the beginning, really admire how you carry yourself and the way you operate and the way you bring, especially again, just a reinvigorated self and like your true self, and that makes my heart very happy that you're in that place. So shouts to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Yeah,
for having me.
always. And get on the mic again. Come on down. I'm gonna put it out there. Not putting you on the spot too much, but hey, get on the mic, talk your truth. Come on down.
A podcast is in the works.
Yes, it is.
It is definitely gonna happen. Just don't know when.
Yeah. Hey, no rush. I'm just gonna put it out there to the universe, let it coagulate and bring it on back to us. But nothing but love, Harley. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for what you represent. And thanks for being on today.
Thank you so much for having me. I enjoyed it.
Awesome. Made me cry.
Yay. I wasn't shaking at all.
Nice. One-man production crew.
Now, do you do it